As you continue heading west along Highway 37, here's something to ponder. Hiding behind the hills between the Highway 121 turnoff to Sonoma and Lakeville Road lies Tolay Lake. It is the only inland freshwater lake adjacent to San Pablo Bay, and it's now protected as a Sonoma County park. Tolay Lake provides nesting and feeding habitat for waterfowl and shorebirds and a refuge from storms. Further along Highway 37, as you crest the hill, you'll see the Sonoma Baylands, 4,000 acres of protected land, and there's a great deal of restoration going on here. But the Sonoma Baylands more generally is the region of Sonoma County where Sonoma County meets San Pablo Bay. Historically, there was tidal influence on the north side of Highway 37, and the Baylands here provide an opportunity to restore tidal marsh all the way up to the Petaluma River. On the bay side of Highway 37, you'll see an old barnyard complex. This is the Sears Point Restoration Project site and the headquarters of the San Pablo Bay National Wildlife Refuge. It is also the education center for the Sonoma Land Trust, who are coordinating many of these restoration projects. Julian Meisler is with the Sonoma Land Trust.
Well, the Sears Point Restoration Project is a project that looks to restore a 2,300-acre property, and that extends from the ridge lines up above the bay at 400 feet, stretching all the way down to the bay, looking at doing upland restoration as well as tidal marsh restoration and a variety of other wetlands. Much of Highway 37 between Petaluma River and Tolay Creek was part of the bay just 120 years ago. So we're still sitting in the bay, but there are 5 miles of levee on our property, keeping that bay out. In the future, we will punch holes in that 5-mile levee. We're going to have to build a new levee because we have a highway to protect, we have a railroad to protect, and our neighbors to protect. And what we will do, though, is then, once our new levee is up, we'll let the bay into about a 1,000-acre area, which will evolve over time into a tidal marsh. On the landward side of our levee, we'll be working with the agricultural producers to enhance seasonal wetlands and keep agriculture happening.
I asked Julian to talk about a few of the species they are focusing on.
So there's 3 species that are rare species that we're managing for, especially on the northern side of the road. The Calliope silver spot butterfly, which has its host plant on that side of the road. We just built 3 breeding ponds for the California red-legged frog, a federally threatened species that we're trying to increase its population. And the western burrowing owl is another species not on the endangered list, likely to go there without a lot of action throughout the state fairly rapidly. And we have installed 9 artificial burrows to get them nesting here. They haven't been here for about 30 years. And so we're hoping to get them back here nesting. Building the habitat for the endangered species is important, but the common species too, which really are just so important to keep the ecosystem running. And so it'll be an incredible opportunity for people to watch a marsh evolve from the time it turns from farmland into tidal marsh. And so our role here and our goal here is really to restore as much of it as we can into functional habitat that also adds in the element for farming. We realize that's a big part of the heritage here.
And Julian Meisler says that the Sears Point Restoration Project will provide many opportunities for you to explore this area. And of course, one of the benefits of restoring wetlands is recreation for all of us. So just past Lakeville Highway, on the south side of Highway 37, is a turnout to the marina. You can park there and walk the Bay Trail along the levee at Sonoma Baylands. Just past the marina, Highway 37 crosses the Petaluma River. The name is a bit deceptive because it's not a river at all, but really a tidal channel that provides bay access to the city of Petaluma. If you were to travel north along the river, you soon would be surrounded by the Petaluma Marsh, the largest pristine tidal marsh on the west coast of North America, encompassing some 4,000 acres. Continuing west along the highway, the wetland projects and habitats are less contiguous and more concealed. In 2003, the San Francisco Bay Joint Venture Partners, led by Marin Audubon Society, protected a property involving more than 600 acres of wetlands and woodlands to the north called Bahia. Continuing on toward Highway 101, there are several other wetland restoration projects occurring. To the south, hugging the bay for nearly 2,500 acres, are two adjacent properties, Hamilton and Belmarin Keys. To the north are seasonal wetlands, including Simmons Slough.